Have you ever caught yourself watching an older loved one, maybe your mom, dad, grandparent, or a dear friend, doing something that seems harmless? Like sitting for hours on end, barely moving, or skipping meals without much fuss. Maybe you thought, it's just how they like to rest, or, that's normal for their age. But deep down, you wonder, could these little habits be quietly hurting their heart? Could something as simple as sitting too long or reaching for extra salt be stealing years from their life without anyone noticing? I want you to imagine, just for a moment, how many times these small, everyday choices stack up, day after day, week after week, and how those tiny moments can turn into invisible chains tightening around their heart. I'm not talking about scary medical jargon or complicated tests. I'm talking about real people, real lives, and real moments slipping away because of habits we often overlook or brush off as harmless. You see, I'm a heart surgeon. I've been in the operating room, holding the hearts of people like your loved ones in my hands. I've witnessed how these small habits, things as simple as ignoring fatigue or popping pills inconsistently, can tip the scales toward danger. It's not just about surgery or medicine. It's about preserving dignity, vitality, and the precious time we get to spend with those who matter most. It's about giving them a chance to live fully, to laugh, to love, and to be present in the years they have left. That's why today, I'm sharing with you the 5 most dangerous habits seniors often repeat, habits I'm begging families to notice and stop before it's too late. Because understanding these habits isn't just knowledge, it's a lifeline. It could be the difference between peaceful days filled with joy and years marked by preventable suffering. So, if you care about someone older, a parent, grandparent, or close friend, please comment below with, "I'm listening." Let's start a community that cares deeply, learns together, and takes action to protect our loved ones. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Wise Living, where we bring you the most vital insights to help you care for those who gave us everything. Now, let's talk about the first habit that silently steals strength from so many seniors, sitting too much. Picture Mr. Johnson. He's 72, retired, and spends his afternoons settled into his favorite armchair, the TV flickering in the background. To his family, he's just taking it easy, resting up like he should at his age. But inside his body, something else is happening. When you sit for long stretches, your blood flow slows down. That sluggish circulation can cause tiny clots to form, raising the risk of dangerous events like heart attacks or strokes. The heart, which needs to pump actively to stay strong, starts to lose efficiency. Your arteries grow stiffer, less flexible, making it harder for blood to move freely. It's like a river clogged with debris. Eventually, the flow slows to a trickle, and that's when problems begin. A lot of people think that resting a lot is harmless or even good when you're older. They say, they've earned the right to slow down. But the truth? Prolonged inactivity is one of the most dangerous habits a senior can have. It's a silent killer because it creeps up slowly, unnoticed, tightening its grip until the heart struggles to keep up. The good news is, it's something you can change right now. Encourage your loved one to take short, gentle walks. Even just 5 minutes every hour makes a big difference. Little movements throughout the day help keep the heart muscle active and blood flowing strong. It's not about intense exercise or pushing limits, it's about staying gently in motion to protect their heart. And remember, sitting isn't the only habit quietly harming hearts. What about those daily choices that cause sudden spikes in blood pressure, like reaching for extra salt without thinking? That's our next critical habit to understand. The second habit that's quietly tightening the grip on many seniors' hearts: excessive salt intake. Think about Mrs. Alvarez. She's in her kitchen, carefully seasoning her meals, insisting her food tastes just right, a little extra here, a pinch more there. To her, it's nothing but flavor. But what she doesn't realize is that every shake of that salt shaker is slowly making her heart's job harder. Here's why. Too much sodium causes your blood vessels to narrow, which means your heart has to pump against higher pressure. This isn't just about feeling thirsty or bloated, high blood pressure is the #1 risk factor leading to heart failure in older adults. When your vessels constrict, your heart works overtime, wearing itself down day by day. Many people believe that eating heart-healthy means giving up all flavor and living on bland food. That's a misconception. It's not about depriving yourself of taste, it's about seasoning smartly. There are countless herbs, spices, and natural flavors that bring meals alive without the harmful effects of excess salt. A practical step? Start swapping out that salt for things like rosemary, garlic, paprika, or lemon zest. Also, become a label detective. Many processed or packaged foods hide sodium under different names, so reading ingredients can save your loved one's heart from hidden dangers. But the story doesn't end with salt. There's another set of habits, often overlooked, that stress the heart in ways just as damaging: stress-related behaviors that cause sudden spikes in blood pressure and wear the heart down over time. Let's explore that next. Now, let's move on to a habit that can be especially dangerous because it's so easy to overlook: ignoring shortness of breath or fatigue. Picture John, a man in his 70s who notices he gets winded climbing a few stairs or feels unusually tired after simple chores. He tells himself it's just getting old, something everyone goes through. But that assumption? It's a dangerous one. Here's the reality: when your heart starts struggling, one of the first signs is often fatigue and breathlessness. These aren't just random aches or inconveniences. They're early warning signals that the heart is under strain, sometimes even beginning to fail. The muscles aren't getting enough oxygen-rich blood, or the heart isn't pumping effectively, causing you to feel exhausted or short of breath with minimal effort. Unfortunately, many seniors write these symptoms off as a normal part of aging. They think, "This is just how my body is now," and they don't mention it to their doctor. That's a critical mistake. Ignoring these red flags means delaying necessary medical care, which can lead to complications that could have been prevented or managed earlier. If you notice these symptoms in someone you care about, don't wait. Encourage them to get checked out by a healthcare professional as soon as possible. Early detection can make a huge difference in treatment and quality of life. But there's another habit, one many believe is harmless or even optional: skipping medications or taking them inconsistently. This next habit can have devastating consequences, so let's dive into why medication adherence is absolutely vital. Now, let's talk about a habit that's shockingly common but extremely risky: skipping or improperly using heart medications. Imagine Mrs. Patel. She's been taking medication for high blood pressure for years. One day, she feels good, no headaches, no dizziness, and decides to stop her pills on her own. To her, it seems harmless, even sensible. But what she doesn't know is that by stopping suddenly, she's inviting disaster straight to her doorstep. Here's why: abruptly stopping blood pressure medication can cause a dangerous rebound effect. Blood pressure can spike suddenly, sometimes even higher than before, putting enormous stress on the heart and blood vessels. This can lead to irregular heartbeats, known as arrhythmias, or even precipitate a heart attack or stroke. The heart, already vulnerable with age, doesn't get a warning, it just reacts to this sudden shock. A common misconception is that when seniors feel fine, their medication isn't needed anymore. But feeling okay isn't the same as being healthy. These medications often work quietly in the background, preventing damage that you don't immediately feel. The best approach? Always work closely with healthcare providers. If there are side effects or concerns, discuss them openly. Never change or stop medications without professional advice. This is a partnership, and your healthcare team's guidance is vital to keeping the heart safe. Now, there's one final lifestyle habit we need to address, one that sneaks in silently and chips away at heart health without most people even realizing it. It's about sleep, or rather, the lack of quality sleep that so many seniors experience. Let's explore why this matters so much. Finally, let's uncover a habit that often flies under the radar but quietly undermines heart health every single night: poor sleep patterns. Picture Mrs. Lee, who stays up late most nights, watching TV, scrolling through her phone, maybe losing track of time. To her, it's just a way to unwind. But those restless nights are costing her far more than just feeling tired the next day. Here's what's really going on. When sleep is disrupted or insufficient, your body responds by pumping out more stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones raise blood pressure and trigger inflammation throughout the body, two of the biggest enemies to a strong, healthy heart. Over time, this chronic stress and inflammation can damage arteries and increase the risk of heart disease. Many seniors think that poor sleep is just a normal part of getting older, something to accept and live with. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Quality sleep isn't a luxury, it's a vital part of maintaining heart health and overall well-being. Your body uses those hours of rest to repair and recharge. When that repair is interrupted night after night, the heart suffers silently. So what can you do? Start by creating a consistent sleep routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Limit screen time at least an hour before bed, because the blue light from phones and TVs tricks your brain into staying awake longer than it should. And if sleep problems persist, don't hesitate to seek medical advice. Sometimes, underlying issues like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome need professional treatment. These simple changes can transform restless nights into restorative sleep, giving the heart the chance to heal and stay strong. Now that we've covered these 5 habits: sitting too much salt, ignoring warning signs, skipping meds, and poor sleep, it's time to talk about what all this means on a deeper level. I know it's not easy to hear that some everyday habits, things you or your loved ones hold on to, might actually be quietly harming the heart. It's a tough truth, one that can feel heavy and overwhelming. You want to protect them, to see them healthy and vibrant, and realizing that simple, familiar routines might be doing the opposite can be heartbreaking. But here's the powerful thing: knowledge is your greatest tool. Every small change you make, every gentle nudge toward healthier habits, is a step toward reclaiming control. It's not about blame or fear, it's about hope and action. You're giving your loved ones a priceless gift. The chance for better, stronger years ahead, filled with more moments, more laughter, and more life. If you've noticed any of these habits, whether it's too much sitting, salty food, ignoring signs, skipping meds, or restless nights, today is the day to act. Don't wait for a crisis. Start with compassion and care. Encourage a short walk, help swap out that salt shaker, listen when they mention feeling tired or breathless, remind them to take their meds, and create a calm, restful bedtime routine. Your support can make all the difference. Remember, the heart is incredibly resilient. It can heal, adapt, and grow stronger with love, attention, and wise choices. You're not alone on this journey. Each step forward brings hope and strength, not just to their heart, but to the life you share. Before we wrap up, let's quickly recap the 5 habits that can silently harm the heart if left unchecked. Sitting for long periods without moving, consuming too much salt, ignoring signs like breathlessness and fatigue, skipping or mismanaging medications, and struggling with poor sleep patterns. These may seem small on their own, but together they add up to serious risks that we can prevent. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you notice most in your loved ones? Or maybe even in yourself? Sharing your experiences helps us build a community where we learn from each other and support one another through these challenges. So please, leave a comment below. Your story might just help someone else take that first step toward change. If this video opened your eyes or gave you a new perspective on caring for yourself or those you love, please consider subscribing to Healthy Wise Living. Here, we share straightforward, practical advice that empowers you to protect and improve your heart and overall health, without the confusion or overwhelm. Thank you for being part of this journey toward healthier, wiser living. Take care of yourself and those around you, stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next video.